प्राप्य उत्पलमालिनी प्राप्तं किं पुरुषे दृष्ट्वा त आरा ददृशुर् sorry ददृशुर्वठम्. So we'll cover another two verses in today's class. So recite those two verses also. सयोजन शतोत्सेध पादोना विठपत् पायथ पर्यकृताचलछायो निर्निधास्तापवर्जिता सयोजन शतो सयोजन शतोत्सेध पादोना वितापायतः वितापायथ पर्यकृताचलच्छायो निर्निधास्तापवर्जिता शतोत्सेध पादो न वितपायतः पर्यकृताचलच्छायो निर्निधास्तापवर्जिता. Text number 33. तस्मिन् महायोगमये मुमुक्षु शरणे सुराः ददृशो शिवम् आसीनं त्यक्तामर्षम् इवान्तकम्. तस्मिन् महायोगमये मुमुक्षु शरणे सुराः ददृशु शिवम् आसीनं त्यक्तामर्षम् इवान्तकम्. तस्मिन् महायोगमये मुमुक्षु शरणे सुराः ददृशु शिवम् आसीनं त्यक्तामर्षम् इवान्तकम्. Okay, let's go through the word synonyms. Vaidurya Krita, made of Vaidurya. Sopana, staircases. Vapya, lakes. Utpala, of lotus flowers. Malini, containing rose. Praptam, inhabited. Kim Purushaihi, by the Kim Purushas. Drishtva, after seeing. They, those demigods. Arat, not far away. The Drishu saw Vatam, a banyan tree. Translation prepared by Stephen Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. They also saw the bathing ghatas and their staircases were made of Vaidurya money. The water was full of lotus flowers. Passing by such lakes, the demigods reached a place where there was a great banyan tree. Verse number 32, word to word meaning. Saha, that banyan tree, Yojana Shata, 100 yojanas, 800 miles. Utsedaha, height, Pada Una, less by a quarter, 600 miles. Vitapa, by the branches, Ayata, spread out, Paryak, all around, Krita, made, Achala, unshaken, Chayaha, the shadow, Nirnidha, without bird nests, Tapavarjita, without heat. Translation. That banyan tree was 800 miles high, and its branches spread out over 600 miles around. The tree cast a fine shade which permanently cooled the temperature, yet there was no noise of birds. Purport. Generally, in every tree there are bird nests, and birds congregate in the evening and create noise. But it appears that this banyan tree was devoid of nests, and therefore it was calm, quiet, and peaceful. There were no disturbances from noise or heat, and therefore this place was just suitable for meditation. Verse number 33, word to word meaning. Tasmin, under the tree, Mahayogamaye, having many sages engaged in meditation on the Supreme, Mumukshu, of those who desire liberation, Sharane, the shelter, Suraha, the demigods, the Drushuhu, saw Shivam, Lord Shiva, Asinam, seated, Tektva Amarsham, having given up anger, Iva, as Antakam, eternal time. Translation. The demigods saw Lord Shiva sitting under the tree, which was competent to give perfection to mystic yogis and deliver all people. As grave as time eternal, he appeared to have given up all anger. Purport. In this verse, the word Mahayogamaye is very significant. Yoga means meditation on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Mahayoga means those who engage in the devotional service of Vishnu. Meditation means remembering Smaranam. There are 9 different kinds of devotional service, of which Smaranam is one process. The yogi remembers the form of Vishnu within his heart. Thus, there were many devotees engaged in meditation on Lord Vishnu under the big banyan tree. The Sanskrit word Maha is derived from the affix Mahat. This affix is used when there is a great number or quantity. So Maha Yoga indicates that there were many great yogis and devotees meditating on the form of Lord Vishnu. Generally, such meditators are desirous of liberation from the material bondage and they are promoted to the spiritual world, to one of the Vaikunthas. Liberation means freedom from material bondage or essence. In the material world, we are suffering life after life because of our bodily identification, and liberation is freedom from that miserable condition of life. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चाक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललितः श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धौ दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौरङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां भाविनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, this chapter 6, Brahma satisfies Lord Shiva. We have seen after unfortunately, the Daksha Prajapati's sacrifice has been stopped or has been destroyed by the followers of Lord Shiva. Demigods and Daksha Prajapati got he got his head beheaded. Then demigods realized their mistake. When they realized that mistake, they wanted to apologize for what they have done or apologize for their actions. So they reached to Brahmaji and requested for shelter. Then Brahmaji mentioned, uh, if we do offense to the devotee, only devotee's acceptance will clear that offense, right? So they all started traveling. Brahmaji took all the demigods to Kailasha. So beginning of this chapter, we see the descriptions throughout this chapter. We have seen a description of Kailasa, a beautiful place with lot of yeah, lot of spiritual and um, spiritual vibrations there, right? So they traveled, they went through different places. It is explained beautifully how Kailasha was. I mean, Srimad Bhagavatam explains the beauty of Kailasha with different activities, different elements present in there to beautify that place, right? In the verse 31, we see, right? It says, where are we? In verse 31, Vadurya Krita Sopana Vapya Utpala Malini Praptam Kim Purusher Drishtva Tha Arad Drishir Vatam. So, this is when the demigods almost reached to a certain place in Kailasa, they saw a staircase to the ghatas or the ghatas, or or the banks of the rivers, right? The staircases. Those staircases are made of Vaiduria. So what is Vaiduria and why is it so important? Vaiduria is a gem, right? Jewels or gem, we call it. Gems are of different types. So Vaiduria is specifically, they don't have, I don't know if they have a real meaning for Vaiduria in English or a real word for Vaiduria in English, but it is uh, roughly translated into something called as cat's eye or cat's eye gem or Luby's lapel or something like that. But yeah, Vaiduria is a special gem, right? So that Vaiduria, if we go back and um, see the description of any, especially if we concentrate on the description of the um, palaces or Vishnu Loka or anything, the places related to Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna, we see this Vaiduria has been used profusely in different places. So that is a specialty of Vaiduria is a special gem. It's not available like just like that. So Vaiduria is used in all those places. So um, the Vaiduria steps, Vaiduria. So the steps which are leading to the ghatas are made of Vaiduria. So those steps are basically the paths to self spiritual realization, which are built with purity, humility, and inner discipline. Right. So this Vaiduria represents the purity, humility, and inner discipline. And the second statement says that Vapya Utpala Malini. Utpala is of lotus flowers. So these ponds are filled with, or the lakes. Sorry, Vapya is lakes. So these lakes are filled with lotus flowers. Or yeah. So what does that mean? So that means even in stillness of that water, the devotion blossoms. So that represents the lotuses generally are available in the mud, but in these lakes we see the lotuses, and underneath there may be mud. And even though they grow up in the mud, these lotuses are beautiful, right? This is how a devotee should be. Even though he's entangled in this material world with many miseries, the devotion level brings him out or makes him special or highlights him out of all these miseries or all in this material world. So that represents yeah, this represents that the lotuses in the lakes are beautiful, and they represents the devotion aspect of it, stillness and devotion, right? And the third line says that um, Praptam Kim Purushar Drishtva. So Kim Purushar. So Kim Purushas are the heavenly beings who live or who stay in that Vaikuntha. So they saw the or they visit Kim Purushas visit Vaikuntha also. So that represents even mystical beings come to see the presence of the divine. So they come, they take darshan of the Lord, and they go. So this is verse number one. So what does it represent? Like just like um, so basically demigods are approaching Lord Shiva in humility. We have seen in Gajendra Moksha also. Gajendra, he tried all the ways possible for himself, and he suddenly surrendered to the Lord by offering the lotus flower, right, with humility. So um, right, in that life and death struggle with crocodile, he did not fight with ego. He simply raised his trunk and cried out. So similarly, demigods, they have made a mistake or they have done something which they were not supposed to do, and now they come back with humility to the Lord Shiva. Okay. So that surrender, that humility, that which brings up in a devotee, or represents the Vaiduria stairs. that you eventually, step by step, we reach to that, um, we reach to that level of surrender. Okay, so that steps basically represent the path of spiritual progress, right? We start with, um, basically you follow a self-discipline, and basically it has multiple meanings, like, it's a part of a spiritual tree. And also the other side, it's another. If you see, ashtanga yoga also can be implemented here, right? Different processes we follow to reach to that self-realization path. So lotus flowers in the lake represents a symbol of purity, transcendence, and divine beauty. So basically, lotus grows in the mud, but remains untouched by it, just like the realized soul of this world. We talked about it, and yeah. So yeah, that is what I want to cover in verse 31. But let's go to verse 32. So verse 32, Sayojana Shatasheda Padona Vitapayata Paryakritachala Chayo Nirnida Sthapavarjita. So that banyan tree was 800 miles high. Yojana. So yojana means one yojana is 8 miles. So Shata yojana is, oh, 800 miles, right? The height of that banyan tree is uh, 800 miles. Think about the size of that banyan tree, right? And that banyan trees is spread across 600 miles of, with his branches, right? Vata means this banyan tree, the branches will come down and touch the earth, and another, basically it expands like that, right? 600 miles of width, covering all the mountains in that area. The height is 800 miles, and it has spread it out about 600 miles, covering almost all that area, on mountains and lakes and everything. So the tree casts a fine shade which permanently cool the temperature. So there is no heat over there. There is no heat, meaning, um, because this tree is covering almost 600 miles of width and 800 miles of height. From the 800 miles of height, so there is no heat coming in, passing through. So, but the beauty is the last verse, nirnidhas means there were no birds, right? So what is the significance? Why is saying that there are no birds here? So basically, birds, Srila Prabhupada explains in this small little purport, he says that birds create noise, right? In the morning and evening, when you wake up, especially in Edison area, we can see out of our houses that if you have trees, the birds come there and they make noises. So basically, when they, yeah, it's a disturbance for the yogis who are meditating in that region. So when basically the birds here represent the calamities or the miseries of this material world, right? So when it says nir nidhas, there are no birds, meaning in that area there are no miseries. The living beings in that area or in that region of Kailasha have no miseries. They don't have any miseries, right? And there is no heat. The second line says, the fourth line, second part says, Thapa Varjita. There is no heat at all. There is no heat, meaning they don't have a burning desires in those, in that region. So the living beings in that region don't have burning desires, and they don't have um, miseries. So what are they doing? They're always meditating upon the Supreme Lord, Lord Vishnu, right? So that basically it is saying that that region is so suitable for the meditators. Like there are multiple meditators, and same thing with Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva sits there and he meditates upon the Lord, and that place is so suitable for the meditation. Okay. Next verse number 33. Tashmin Mahayogamaye Mumukshu Sharane Suraha Dadrishu Shivam Asinam Tektamarsham Ivantakam. So the demigods saw Lord Shiva sitting under the tree. The tree is of 800 miles of height and 600 miles of width. So and demigods saw suddenly Lord Shiva sitting under the tree, which was competent to give perfection to mystic yogis. Right? The tree is perfectly suitable for the mystic yogis to meditate upon Lord Vishnu and deliver all people. As grave as time eternal, he appeared to have given up all anger. So Lord Shiva is appeared to be grave, like time eternal. What is the speciality of time eternal? Kala or time eternal, meaning time eternal doesn't see any is not biased. It doesn't have favorites, non-favorites. It doesn't have uh, time doesn't look for I mean, time doesn't have any emotional feelings for his judgment, right? Especially time immemorial, yeah, like eternal time. In this material world, also represented by Yamaraj, right? If we consider Yamaraj, he doesn't have emotions attached for the living entities because the duty of Yamaraj is to uh, move or take the life away and move that living entity to other body. So he doesn't have emotions. If someone is dead, he's not worried about what his if the time comes to a living entity, he's not worried about what happens to his family members or what happens to his brother, his sister, or his wife or children. No, when the time comes, he just performs his duty, take that life out of that body, and puts it into the process of karmas, like whatever the karmas they have performed, the living entity will go through that karma cycle, right? Similarly, here. Um, Lord Shiva is compared to time eternal because he doesn't have any biased behavior for anyone. He is equal to everyone, right? So it can be demons, it can be demigods, it can be his. He has no enemies. So Daksha Prajapati was really blaspheming him, really acting weirdly with him. And then he was expecting something from his son-in-law with ego, larger, like huge ego. But Lord Shiva was not biased. He is not inimical to anyone. Then the question arises, then why he punished Daksha? If he is equipoised and he doesn't get affected with the um, others' activities or actions, then why he punished Daksha, right? So he punished Daksha because he wanted to make sure everyone follows dharma. He has no intention to react or punish Daksha. But Daksha Prajapati went way ahead of what he's not supposed to do. Like he's not too much he did. He made sure that his I mean when his daughter Mother Sati was about to immolate herself, he was there in front of her, but he was not stopping her. His ego didn't come down even after seeing the efforts of his daughter getting immolated, right? So that thing bothered Lord Shiva, and he wanted to make sure that the dharma prevails. Like if that person is not punished at that point of time, he didn't kill Daksha Prajapati, but he punished him to make him realize the mistakes he has done, the adharmic uh, principles he has followed. Adharmic principles here is like he's not supposed to be egoistic. You don't have to have so much of ego. So to cut that part out of Daksha, he has punished him. He didn't kill him. He punished him by beheading Daksha Prajapati. So that is why Lord Shiva reacted. Okay, but and otherwise he is not. He is very peaceful. He has nothing, no enemies. He has no. He looks Ajata Shatru. There are few people in the scriptures we see are called as Ajata Shatrus, right? They don't have any enemies, especially Lord Shiva is the Ajata Shatru. We see Yudhishthir is called as Ajata Shatru. Ajata Shatru means the one who doesn't have any Shatru, no enemies at all. They see everyone equally. So that is Lord Shiva. And here it says that Tekta Amarsham Ivantakam. So he Tektha means giving up anger. So he has gave up that anger, which was having given up anger. Ivantakam is like, Iva means as or like eternal time. Antakam means time. So the one which stops everything is eternal time. Like, if there is a progress on anyone, let's say we have so many things going on, but when the time decides, there is nothing. It doesn't matter whatever the plans we have, all the plans will get to an end when the time decides. So that is called as Antakam. Anta means end. The one which provides an end to everything is called as eternal time. So and that is eternal time here in material world is represented as Yamraj. So Yamraj also is a Antakam. He is also the end for life of a living entity in one body. So that is Antakam. So but in that case, Emraj looks like very angry, and um, he looks like he's taking out the soul or living entity from the body with anger. But here, Tekta Amarsham, Lord Shiva is given up all the anger. There is no anger. He's very peaceful, and he's looking as if he was peaceful, but yeah, he was peaceful and looking as if um, he was Antakam, the yeah, eternal time. So demigods saw Lord Shiva sitting under the tree, which was competent to give perfection to. Okay. So in this verse, the word Mahayogamaya is very significant. Mahayogamaya is very significant. Yoga means meditation, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Mahayoga means those who engage in devotional service of Vishnu. So meditation is also one of the 9 processes of bhakti, which is smaranam, and there are 9 different. Okay, and the yogi remembers the form of Vishnu within his heart. So there is a smaranam, right? Thus there thus there were many devotees engaged in meditation at this place. So it's not only Lord Shiva. We see that there are many devotees, many um, mystic yogis. They were meditating upon Lord under the tree, around that surroundings of the tree. The Sanskrit word Maha is derived from affix Mahat, right? Yeah. So by contrast, liberation means freedom from material bondage and essence. In the material world, we are suffering life after life because of our bodily identification, and liberation is freedom from that miserable condition of life. So we have to come out of this miserable condition of life of representing ourselves with the body. So that is purport of this verse. Okay, let's stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Hare Krishna Prabhu. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. We'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Nrsimha Jai, Jai Nrsimha Praladesha, Jaya Padma Bringam. Ugra Veera Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimham Vishnu Nrsimham Nrsimha Bhagwan ki Jai, Prabhupada ki Jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. One
Kalpatarusya Patitanam
Vaishnavyo Namaha. Vaishnavinda ki jai, Prabhupada Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. God
Hari Hari. Thank you, Hari Krishna. Thank you, everybody. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.